What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix and welcome to my guide to maxing out your house in old school Runescape. This video goes over a range of information, firstly the things you should aim to unlock, how to train to level 84 or 86 depending on how you'd like to boost, then I'll talk about the materials and room placement. I've also put together a calculator which tracks the costs of the methods I'm showing, and it also shows the total cost of maxing your house and putting all of the rooms together. Starting off with the important house components you should be aiming to unlock. You could previously max your house with level 83 or 85 construction. However, with the recent Portal Nexus edition, you now need 92 construction rather than 91, which gave you the ornate jewelry box. The overall goal here is to get a level to boost to 92, allowing you to create the crystalline Portal Nexus. This portal specifically allows you to store 18 different teleports rather than having a whole heap of different teleport rooms. Also inside the Portal Nexus room, you can mount a dig site pendant as well as a talisman for unlimited teleports of each. The ornate jewelry box at 91 stores almost every teleport jewelry with unlimited charges. With level 90 construction, you can make the Occult Altar, which allows you to change unlimited times to whatever spellbook you want. Also at 90, you unlock the ornate rejuvenation pool, which combines all of the uses of the pools plus adds a hit points healing effect. Within the superior garden, you can also add a spirit tree, wilderness obelisk, and a fairy ring. Placing a spirit tree requires 83 farming, which is an added requirement to the construction level. Some players might choose to go higher than 84 or 86, which means you can plant a spirit tree and fairy ring in one single place. I personally don't really recommend going above 84 unless you have a heap of money, because you can still place a spirit tree in a separate superior garden in your house, and that only needs 70 construction. Some other notable house features include the costume room, which can be completed at a fairly low level. That allows you to store a lot of holiday clothing and other outfits that would normally take up a lot of bank space. Inside your workshop, it's great to have an armor repair stand, and this allows you to repair your Barrow's gear for a lot cheaper than taking it to Bob in Lumbridge. You'll also need 2 bedrooms in your house at all times so that your servant has somewhere to stay, and lastly the kitchen room can be handy for making player-owned house tea, which gives up to a +3 construction level boost. You can also optionally add a menagerie once you have a considerable number of pets. Things like the Gilded Altar, lecterns, and the max hit dummies can all be accessed on world 330, which is the official player-owned house world, without you needing to make one. Although Ironmen will need to make these if they want to access them. So those are all the house components we're aiming for. Along with the construction level requirement, there's some quests you'll need to do. To make an Occult Altar, you need to have completed Lunar Diplomacy, Desert Treasure, and also you need 100% Arceus House Favor. To put a Fairy Ring, you need to fully complete Fairy Tale Part 2. You need to complete the Eyes of Glowfrey quest to get the Crystal Saw, which is an invisible +3 construction boost which you'll be using to stack with the other boosts. To be able to get the +5 construction boost from Spicy Stews, which I'll talk more about soon, you'll need to have completed the Freeing Evil Dave segment of Recipe for Disaster. To be able to mount the Dig Site pendant, you'll need the Dig Site quest. If you want to completely fill the Portal Nexus, there's a lot of quests that unlock teleport spells, which is required to add it to the Nexus. In terms of training your construction, there's 3 viable pathways that I like to suggest, but before starting one of the 3 pathways, you need to get to 52 construction. You'll be making wooden chairs, bookcases, oak chairs, then oak ladders, and it should only take about 2 hours from level 1 to 52. From 52, there's the 3 pathways that I like to suggest: oak ladders or dungeon doors, mounted mythical capes, or mahogany tables. At this point in time, the oak method is the cheapest, but here's how I like to look at construction. If you've done Dragon Slayer 2 and you have a mythical cape, you can make the mounted mythical capes for faster XP than making oak ladders, which is what you'll be doing for the oak method from level 52 to 74. And then you unlock the oak dungeon doors, which are faster XP than mythical cape mounts. Alternatively, if you're a very wealthy player, you can go do the mahogany method, which takes about half the amount of time as the other methods, but it costs more than double. Alright, so moving on to the materials you need to make all of the important house components. The overall price of making all of the important rooms and components, as well as filling them with teleports, costs approximately 28 mil. Along with the standard materials you can buy, like planks and gold leaves, some of the components require extra items, like certain signets, which I'll show exactly how to get them. To create the Occult Altar, you need the Ancient, Lunar, and Arceus signet. To get the Ancient one, you need to speak to Eblis after Desert Treasure, and he's located southeast of Bandit Camp in the desert. The Lunar signet can be bought from the shop inside the Walking House on Lunar Isle, and they cost 2 coins to buy and can only be bought after you finish the quest. Lastly, the Arceus signet is obtained by talking to Tis, who stands next to the Dark Altar once you have 100% Arceus favor. Now these are all the materials buyable on the Grand Exchange. I've separated them from boosted items and non-boosted items. Basically, the boosted items you'll need to build fast, which I'll talk about shortly. The runes of your portal nexus can be added to the portal after making it, but you should at least buy all of the materials you need during the boosting part at once, because the goal here is to make everything that you need in one single boost. Before using the boost, you need to make sure you already have the following rooms in your house. These can all be built without boosting, so do this beforehand. You should have the highest possible level portal nexus and jewelry box that you possibly can in your house. You should also have one of the spellbook changing altars already built inside your house. If you choose to only go to 84 construction, then you need to boost to 86 using the crystal saw and create the fancy jewelry box and the fancy rejuvenation pool, which requires 86 and 85 construction. If you're boosting with spicy stews, I highly recommend, as I said, having all the materials ready, and also take some time to understand the order before you try it. So here's 2 ways to boost your construction, both of which stack with the +3 of the crystal saw. The first, you can drink player-owned house tea, which is made inside your house for up to a +3 construction boost. To get the +3, you need the teak shelves too, which give you the gold-trimmed cup, and stacking that with the crystal saw gives you a temporary +6 construction level boost, allowing you to get level 92 from 86. To make tea, you'll need a kitchen with at least an oak larder, a stove, a sink, and most importantly, teak shelves too, which cost 300k to build. Firstly, grab a kettle, pot, and cup from the shelf and grab tea leaves from the larder. Use the tea leaves on your teapot, then use the kettle on the sink to fill it with water and place it on the range to boil. After a few seconds, grab the kettle back and use it on the teapot, which makes the tea that can be drank from a cup. The higher level boost comes from spicy stews after freeing Evil Dave. To get a +5 boost, you need to have an orange stew with 3 orange spices inside. In order to get orange spices, you need to kill hell rats as you do in the mini quest. This can take hours and hours, since getting a +5 construction boost has only an 8% chance of occurring. The fastest way to get spices is by fighting the hell rat behemoths with a grown hellcat. It's a lot faster than manually catching rats over and over again, although you can't AFK, otherwise your kitty will die. You need to bring along food, and you'll constantly need to be healing your cat. Mathematically, to get the 8% chance of getting that 5+ boost, you need 36 to 40 orange spices, so a little over 10 stews. But it's a good idea to try every time you get 3 doses of orange spice, and that's so you don't waste any time collecting too many spices. So all in all, getting to 86 construction lets you use a guaranteed boost of the player-owned house tea, but 84 construction, you're gonna have to try a few times to get the +5 from the spicy stew. When you're boosting your stats, it's a really good idea to know when the next tick happens that lowers your boosted stats. To do this, you should bring along any other boosting potion, like an attack potion, and then wait until you see it go down by 1. From there, you'll have the maximum amount of time at 92 construction, which is the goal. So getting into the constructing part, the highest level construction items are the crystalline portal nexus and complete jewelry box, which need to be done in the 120 seconds that you have boosted at 92 and 91. You of course can't fit all of the materials in your inventory, so you'll need to do a few trips to the bank. It's a good idea to wear a teleport close to a bank, like a Ring of Dueling to Castle Wars, and bring a house teleport tablet for easy access back. When teleporting to your house, the fastest way to get into building mode is to teleport outside of the house portal by right-clicking the house teleport, and then right-click the house portal and enter in building mode. If you're doing spicy stews, you can always test the stews at Edgeville Bank, but always ensure you have the materials ready, and you need to check your boosted timer as I mentioned before. So start out with the gold leaves and magic stones and grab the charged glories and wealths, right click and upgrade your portal nexus, and proceed to upgrade your jewelry box. Next, grab the materials of the other 2 altars, which doesn't need the limestone bricks or the magic stone again, you only need that for the first one. So you'll need the signet, runes, and or the scepter. At the same time, when you're at the bank, you can grab the 10 anti-venoms, 5 gold leaves, and 1000 blood runes. This lets you upgrade both the Occult Altar and the rejuvenation pool. That's all the stuff you have to build while boosted. After or before you boost, you can go ahead and build the Xerix Talisman and Digsite Pendant, as well as the Wilderness Obelisk. Lastly, for this video, I'd like to talk about the placement of rooms and how to speed up your house render time. Firstly, you always spawn into your house on the north side of your portal, which makes the best place for your ornate rejuvenation pool and thus teleport rooms right next to this tile. You can rearrange your house super easily by clicking the house options and going into house viewer mode while in building mode. Adding fences around your ornate pool is a bad idea because it adds a lot of time to get around to the pool. To speed up the render time of your house, you should only have 1 level in your player-owned house, so no dungeons and no upper levels. It takes about double as long to load if you have a dungeon downstairs. You should also keep your house to a maximum of a 4x4 layout, although you can do a 3x3 layout which loads even faster. This is how I recommend placing all of your rooms, which can easily fit into a 3x3 layout, especially with the Portal Nexus. For whatever reason, if you don't choose to get the Portal Nexus, then this is the best layout, which is a lot bigger with the 3 or 4 portal chamber rooms. Linked down in the description is the calculator that I made, and you can see the current pricing of all the methods I spoke about. That can be found at theoatrix.net/max-house. You can see the costs from 1 to 84 or to 86, and also the cost of the materials for maxing your house. Thanks for watching my maxed house guide. If you learned something or enjoyed, be sure to leave a like on this video. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.